What's up, Mystics, and welcome back to my channel, Mystic by Nature. I'm B, and this is going to be the February 2019 reading for Scorpio. So generally, I'd like to do general readings, but because it's February and it's all about Valentine's Day or whatever, I decided I was going to go ahead and do love readings specifically. So this message is in reference to love for you Scorpios out there. What else did I want to tell y'all? Oh, duh. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe on my channel. And make sure that y'all go ahead and turn on your notification bell so that you don't miss any of my uploads, especially for my monthly readings that I do like this. And a general rule of thumb, these messages are general. If they don't apply, let it fly. And let's go ahead and jump right into this reading. So one of the general messages that kind of came through from Spirit is like, I feel like y'all Scorpios out there, like, it almost feel like y'all, I feel like a lot of y'all are single. Like, no tea, no shade, like, no disrespect to y'all, but it feel like a lot of y'all are single and, like, y'all don't want to be. Like, it feel like, y'all are having a hard time accepting the fact that you're single. It also feels like if some of you all are in relationships, it feels like it's just a turning point that's happening that you're not very comfortable with, but we're going to go ahead and jump into what this means and how this is showing up for y'all. So, the overall energy for the month of February in reference to love. And I am using the Mystic Mondays tarot, which is this. Love this deck. Love it, love it, love it. If y'all want to purchase, it's going to be in my bio. And then I'm going to be pulling an oracle card from my Work Your Light oracle deck. So the overall energy, Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Okay, so the Wheel of Fortune in reverse to me is like going through cycles, going through changes, but being kind of resistant to it, not really understanding why it has to happen. Kind of looking at it as a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm definitely picking up on this energy of like y'all are going through some shit or like going through a change and you aren't really happy about it. Two cards flew out of the deck when I was shuffling. They were the Six of Swords and the King of Wands. I feel like somebody is moving on in a new relationship with an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and like it almost feels like you're still not over your past, like you're still not over your past relationship, but like you're moving on nonetheless. It also feels like it could be, the opposite, like you're moving on from an Aries, Leo, Sag, or somebody who kind of exhibits this behavior, the King of Wands behavior. You're moving on from them, but you still aren't quite, prepared to do that. The Six of Swords is like moving forward, but still very much so like not 100% gung-ho about it. It's like pulling teeth. Like it's something that you got to do, but you're not quite like excited about doing it. It's very difficult still. You still have a lot of emotions tied to it. So somebody is either moving on with an Aries, Leo, or a Sag from a past relationship, or you're moving on. What am I trying to say? Somebody is either moving on to a new Aries, Leo, Sag after leaving a past relationship, or the past relationship that you're leaving was with an Aries, Leo, or a Sag. And even though you have to move on from them, you aren't quite happy about it. And it makes sense with this Wheel of Fortune in reverse. It's like, going through those changes, going through the cycles, and then not, kind of being over the shit. But the successes for the month of February is that you're taking action. You're making moves. The Hanged Woman in reverse. It's like, even though you don't really want to make the change, you are doing it. You are moving on. And I know that for us water signs, I'm a Pisces sun, Pisces moon, got hella Pisces in my chart. Like, but I know for us, it can be very difficult, to embrace change. We have a hard time with that. We're emotional creatures. We, in general, prefer to keep shit the same way. And all we really want out of life is for people to feel the way that we feel, honestly. But it's like you're realizing that you can't do this whole hanged woman thing. Like, you can't just sit there and just wait for somebody to come and save you. And I feel like Scorpios are so known for that. Like, I feel like y'all are the ones that tend to do that. Like, y'all really like to just hang around and just hope that somebody just comes and just like, oh, let me save you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like y'all are finally taking action. So that is one success. I know that it's hard to move on, and I know that it's hard to, accept that you're going through a change and you're going to be without this person, or that you're going to be moving on to a new person, and you might not necessarily be 100% open-minded to it, but it's like you're making moves, and you have to just be confident in that you have to find solace in that. And that's also a part of the Six of Swords energy too, like that whole you're moving forward, but you still have your days where like you still want to cry, or you're still upset, or your feelings are still hurt. Y'all are making moves, but it's hard. It's still a rough time. The challenges. So the challenge for the month of February is the King of Swords. So the overall energy, reverse Wheel of Fortune, the challenge, the King of Swords. It feels like here, the challenge is going to be, I think, kind of like remaining logical and like being able to see this transition all the way through. The King of Swords to me is somebody who can kind of see shit for what it is and who's very logical in their approach. And I kind of feel like it's going to be very hard for you, Scorpio, to maintain logic, especially in a situation that's so based in emotion. You know, like we're talking about your relationship here. We're talking about, you know, you moving on from something that really hurt you. You know, when I was meditating, I heard wasted times. I feel like somebody got cheated on. Somebody got cheated on, like it was some infidelity, and like you didn't really want to leave, but you had to leave because I feel like that person might have done it before, or cheating is just a deal breaker for you. It feels like, you know, you have to move on. I also kind of feel like this could be a situation of like the partner you were with, like them moving on to like a fire sign. Like maybe they started fucking around with a fire sign, and like you are 100% hurt by that shit because I mean, y'all were in a committed relationship. You know, I just feel like the situation really hurt you. But anytime I hear wasted times, to me, that's a sure sign of infidelity. You know, wasted times by the weekend. I slept with someone else. She wasn't even half of you. You know, we all know that song. So, yeah, Scorpio, I'm definitely picking up on that. Ooh. Yeah, like, y'all are so sad, Scorpio. What the hell? Like, I mean, we have the Four of Cups and the Nine of Swords. Like, you know, if there was infidelity, I almost feel like the person in the relationship that you were with, like, or you, like if you cheated on somebody, you know, and now you're being forced to move on because you made that mistake, it was like boredom. You know, I feel like it was boredom. And I feel like, you know, you took these three cups for granted, not realizing that, like, you know, it's like you had these three cups in front of you, and then I kind of feel like because this one cup came out of the sky, or you saw this one opportunity, that you were just like, oh, okay, well, these other three cups don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of the energy I'm getting. Like, I kind of feel like somebody was bored in a relationship, so they decided to move on, or they decided to seek out attention elsewhere, and it really hurts you. But now we have the reverse Nine of Swords, which sometimes can symbolize depression. So Scorpio, if you are really going through it right now, I really hope that you're taking care of your mental health, and that you are making sure that you are communicating and expressing your feelings. And that's why I say I feel like the challenge is going to be remaining logical, because I really do feel like you all are so hurt by this. Like, you really don't want to move on. Like, you really don't want to from this person, you know, whether it was your fault, their fault, Jesus' fault, whoever fault. It just really feel like you all aren't ready to move on from it. And because you can't move on for real, you know, you're kind of forcing yourself to, and the universe is kind of pushing you to, like putting you in a new situation so that you have to. I also feel like for, you know, another set of you Scorpios out there, I feel like this message could kind of relate to, you know, just going through different changes in life and just realizing that life is crazy sometimes, and, you know, shit happens, and sometimes you just have to go with the flow on some shit. And I don't know, I just feel like for a small portion of you Scorpios out there, not the ones who are dealing with all this relationship shit, but there's a portion of you out there who are just going through life changes, and you and your partner might be fine, but you're going through life changes. And the hardest part is that you just aren't open to or accepting the fact that, you know, shit is going to be different. And I think you all really want to know what that's going to look like. And because you can't predict it and you don't really know, I think it might be causing some friction. That's for another set of you Scorpios out there. I don't know. That message kind of came through, and I just had to spit it out. But for the remainder of you, this is definitely about a relationship where I feel like somewhere along the lines, people started to take stuff for granted, and didn't appreciate one another in the relationship, and now you all have split up and fallen apart, and now you, Scorpio, are trying to move forward and pick up the pieces of your life, but it's so hard because you're so emotionally upset and so emotionally invested, in that relationship still, even though it's over. I really hope that y'all are, doing y'all best to like just maintain your self-care. The outcome. We have the reverse Knight of Pentacles. This reverse Knight of Pentacles, to me, in reference to the overall energy, the reverse Wheel of Fortune, I kind of feel like it's one of those things where it's like, you, Scorpio, you're in a place where I feel like you're going to lose focus because you're so emotionally drained and so emotionally overwhelmed by everything that's going on, all the changes that are happening so suddenly. I kind of feel like you're going to lose focus on some stuff. I kind of feel like your energy, especially in reference to like maybe work, or if you're working on a project, or if you're in school, I feel like those things are going to kind of fall by the wayside. The Two of Pentacles in reverse, your priorities are going to be out of whack. 1000%. Your priorities are going to be out of whack like shit because you're so just upset. And Scorpio, you have to get a grip on it. You have to get a grip on yourself, because if you don't, like, the Seven of Cups in reverse to me is like, you're going to go downhill. The Seven of Cups, it speaks to illusions and, being in a place where you can't really see reality because your perspective is so just blinded. It's like, I kind of feel like you're gonna get to a place of indulging in shit that you shouldn't. Like, I kind of feel like some of you all might be resulting to drugs, especially because of this whole Nine of Swords thing, like that depression, that sadness. I'm really feeling for y'all. I'm clairsentient. That's like my strongest gift, and so I really feel for you all, and I feel really bad. I feel bad because I really don't want y'all to feel like that, but I know that it's hard for you, Scorpio, to keep moving forward, but you have to. You have to find the strength to move forward, and you have to do it for you. You have to be willing to love yourself more than that. And this also goes back to that reverse Two of Pentacles. It's about understanding that in order to stay grounded, it has to be compromise. It has to be love for yourself as well as love for the person. And even though the relationship is over, you still are responsible for that love to yourself, Scorpio. So you have to do what you have to do. You can't allow yourself to completely fall by the wayside all because of one situation in your life. Other people will come. You might meet a King of Wands. You might meet a Aries, Leo, Sag who you like and who will help you move on. But you have to be open to that process. You know what I'm saying? And you have to allow yourself to come out of that headspace of just being so hurt and so sad. I don't even know what card just flipped. But Scorpio. Oh. Yes, see? This Eight of Cups. See, you're walking away. You're walking away, or the person is walking away from you, and you aren't happy about it because you weren't ready for that. You weren't ready for that that step. You weren't ready for that change. And I know that it's hard, Scorpio, but you have to be able to see shit for what it is. The Seven of Cups, you have to be able to see clearly. If you look at this card, it's hella options out there. It's hella shit going on, but you have to be able to see shit for what it is, and you have to allow yourself to learn from the situation, whatever lessons there may be. You know what I'm saying? So I pulled an Oracle card from the Work Your Light deck, and the question that I posed was, what does Scorpio need to remember in reference to love for the month of February? And we got, you're already doing it. Stop overthinking. Keep facing your true north. This is a perfect fucking card. And this is how I know that spirit is so damn real, because literally, Scorpio, this is just giving you the validation, to just remind you that I know that this shit is hard. I know that this shit is hurtful. I know that you're having a hard time. But listen, you're doing it. You're moving forward. You're making strides. You're going to have your days. The Six of Swords, you're going to have your days where you want to cry. You're going to have your days where you're going to be so upset and so hurt and in so much pain. But you're doing the shit. You're moving forward. You're taking action, Scorpio. And that is that's what the universe wants of you. That's it. You take the first step and they'll meet you halfway. Like, you're doing the shit. You're doing it. So stop overthinking it. Just do it. I know it hurts, but you'll be fine. You'll make it through. Whew, that was an intense reading, y'all. For real. Like, dead ass, that was an intense fucking reading. Thank y'all for tuning in. I appreciate y'all so much. And I love y'all. Please make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe.